Hey guys, I'm Noclipped back here for another video, guys. Welcome back to episode of my Madden retrospective series. We take a look at Madden stadiums in Madden 22, 23, 24, and Madden 25. Little update, I am currently working on the Metrodome stadium. I know a couple people commented about it. I am still working on it. It takes me like 2 weeks to create custom stadiums. So just a little side note for anyone who's wondering, the Metrodome video will be coming out sometime within the next week or so. With that being said, I am also working on some other stadiums as well. The Georgia Dome I'm working on, and I'm also I might do some MLB stadiums. I don't know. We might get a little crazy with this. With that being said, though, Madden 22, the year where the outside the stadium was absolutely insane. Now, I will say for the most part, for the inside of the stadium, kudos to EA Sports, because the locker room's actually probably one of the best locker rooms we have seen in Madden 22. Which usually does not get much love or anything good with it because it's Madden 22, but for some reason EA Sports actually went okay with the locker room. I say that in the most civil way possible because it's not like crazy good, but for mainly what Madden 22 offers, this locker room's not bad. Now, if you are new, little rundown. 22 is the year where the outside of the stadium, EA Sports worked on the map of the outside stadium. That's all they worked on, and that's really all they cared about. They didn't care about the stadium or inside or details or anything. It was just the outside map. Madden 23 was Madden 22, but 5% smaller map on the outside. Madden 24 was the actual update. That's where you see locker rooms get fixed. That's where you see a lot of details added. That's where the big updates happen. And then Madden 25 is literally just Madden 24 with a teensy-wincy bit of updates. It's not really much, but it's enough that you can say, wow, this is a brand new game. It's But anyway, though, the reason why I am including Madden 22 in this series is because the fact the map is so big on the outside really gives you a good understanding of how, things got developed over the years. Now, for the vendors on this map, you can see this is kind of like we saw with last stadium we looked at map-wise, where they actually have 3D vendors. But they actually have pictures of real food. So normally it's just like crappy stuff, like it's like, oh yeah, burgers and fries, but it's just the EA Sports logo and the vendors. This one actually has menus and real food on the menus, like it's an actual, vendor, which is kind of dope. I think this is the only stadium in Madden that does this, which there's no real reason to do this because as a fan of the actual game, like playing Madden, you're never going to see this stuff. But it's cool to know that it's there, where it actually has real life items that you could order, rather than just being, a crappy like, oh, EA Sports logo, yeah, let's go. That's all that is. Like, it actually is something cool. With that being said, we do have the glass. For some reason, I don't know why, but with this stadium, and you're going to see this with every single Madden, is that the glass is looks like it's from an old, broken down building. Like, the glasses look so, old and rusty and just, ugh. I don't know why they went with that with this stadium and why that was, the trajectory they wanted to go with. But, it's EA Sports, so they probably had zero actual reasonings, but they did it anyway. We got this little football slide on the outside of the stadium. We got the X's and O's, which looks freaking dope as heck. We also got Levi Stadium's little things right here, the flags on the side of poles. You have the staircase that goes up right here. The escalator is in the middle. It's not really fully rendered or designed, but it is technically there. You got the outside of Levi Stadium right here. You got the little bridge right there with, of course, the beautiful solar panels. You got a car garage right here. And yes, we got working cars. They made a return. We got working cars. I forgot. This is the first stadium that's not a dome that has working cars. I forgot that they had working cars in this. Oh, this is so beautiful. That means that there's probably other stadiums I forgot about that have working cars as well. And that just makes this so much freaking better. Okay, well, GG to this. Yes, so as you can see, we do have working cars that drive around. This is something that will be in Madden 22 and Madden 23. Sadly, Madden 24 does take out the working cars, and they're not in Madden 25. So you can't really see the working cars from the stadium, but this is something I've speculated on before, and I'll speculate on again, is that I think EA Sports, maybe one of the developers, maybe the whole development team, I'm not sure, they had an idea to incorporate some way working cars into the map. And EA Sports probably at first said, yeah, well, that's a cool idea. Show us what you mean. We'll put it in Madden 22. And then they liked it. And then Madden 23, they're like, yeah, let's keep doing this more and more and see what else we could add to it. And then Madden 24, they just said, fluff it, we're done. Maybe I don't know if they got like a new head of the development team. Maybe they got like, new higher ups, and the new higher ups are just buns. Because that's, I feel like, usually what happens. I know EA Sports, over the years, they changed their, not only development teams, they changed their higher ups. And sometimes the higher ups are like, hey, listen, let's focus on, making the outside of the stadium look cool and stuff, and more focus on the actual things going on. Now, from that corner of the end zone there, as you can see the road on the outside, but you really can barely see a car, and you're lucky if you actually see one of the cars from that vantage point. So again, the cars are really just there for the development team who created the map to kind of experiment and see what they can build. But for the average player, you're just not going to be able to see it, which is really what most of these cars are on these maps. Like, for example, with Madden 20, with the Dome stadiums, the Cowboy Stadium, you can't even see the outside. There's cars everywhere. The Colts Stadium, there's cars outside. You can't see the outside. Cars everywhere. So I don't think there is a particular, like, oh, well, maybe they angled it like this. No, they didn't. They just simply put it in there just for, again, the devs, really. EA Sports, though, changed the development team, changed everything, and kind of went more money hungry. Shout out to EA Sports. It's in the game. With that being said, look at this beautiful outside of this stadium. San Francisco 49ers got the freaking houses everywhere. Again, as always, this is another map where EA Sports rebuilt California. We looked at SoFi about a couple of days ago, and that stadium is insane on the outside. I mean, it's the biggest stadium I've ever seen on the outside, and this is arguably very close to that, being one of the biggest stadiums I've seen on the outside. It is just humongous, and there's things everywhere. Like, there's stadiums we've seen where it's like farmland everywhere, but this is actually like buildings everywhere. Like, this is actually structured a lot better than, other stadiums we have seen. This is actually structured on the outside correctly, which, again, it sucks because the development team that worked on 22 and 23, they clearly had an idea, and they clearly had, concept they wanted to go with. And I feel like they were hindered by EA Sports' lack of actually, giving a fluff, which sucks so bad because you really could push more into this idea. Now, you might say, like, well, we can't no-clip outside the stadium, so who cares? They could do cutaways. They could do presentation mode. They could do stuff like that. Or they could let us no-clip outside the stadium if they really want, the dev team really wants to go crazy and add detail to outside the stadium, right? There's stuff they could do to make the game more fun and cool. And that's not always going to be the case of what they're going to do. With that being said, we did get red brick on the side here for Madden 23. I guess that's a cool thing. Now, going from Madden 23 to Madden 24, I know we just got Madden 23, but I do want to give you guys a warning. You guys are about to see the most people you have ever seen in your freaking life. Because Madden 24 is when they added people to the outside of the stadium, and I like to call them ants because they walk around like freaking zombies, and they make no sense at all. They just walk around in circles, they stand in the middle of the road. Maybe they're realistic, I don't know. There's some people I've seen before who literally do just stand in the middle of the road in real life, but for the most part, they're not very realistic when it comes to how they act. they're ants. If you ever seen ants out in the wild, they walk in circles. They kind of do just walk random directions. They don't really make sense. I still can't believe they actually have menus. Okay, EA, you actually went crazy with this. You actually, I still can't believe this. This is the only stadium in Madden that has menus and things like, and I keep calling them menus, but they're like, what do you call those? Like the boards, yeah, they're called menus. Yeah, no, I'm not stupid. They're called menus. This is not the menu you take and they give it to you. This is just a menu that is put up like a board. Anyway, though, that's crazy too, cause like there's a little details like that I really like about EA sometimes. Like, it's not always. Again, most stadiums just have like an EA Sports logo and that's pretty much it. And we're lucky to get a typical vendor. The fact that this actually is, like added into stuff and it's not just the EA Sports thing, kind of cool. Kind of cool, EA. Finally, you're getting those dubs. Maybe a little dubs, but at least it is something, okay? It's a something W. And then inside here is like literally nothing. It's literally nothing inside there. Which, it's the Cowboys have this similar area. I know the Falcons have this similar area. And it's actually like designed and, stuff's in there. And it's cool little sit around area and area for fans and people to walk around. Not the case with 49ers Stadium, it looks like. And I don't think that gets better with each Madden. We're going to see it in the other Maddens as well. I don't think it gets any better. What's that shadow? Okay, so that shadow was there in Madden 24 as well. Madden 22 as well. My bad, not Madden 20. Madden 22 as well. That shadow that's like on the top, I don't know what that shadow is. And also, we got more cars. Oh my god, we actually have probably the most cars. So we have cars on both sides of the road going on, 2 cars on the east side of the road. Dang, man. I love this. Wait, why is that guy stopped? That guy just stopped. Bro, do they know what they're doing? Oh, lordy. They stop and disappear, right? But the mapping, though, is what I always love to see. Because it's the mapping they have structured correctly, wise, to actually go different places and, kind of more than just drive around, like ants, I would say, actually drive around logically. Now, with the Cowboy Stadium, we saw that they had neighborhoods they would go into. So it was, again, a little bit more of a structured type environment, but still cool. We got the beautiful, this is San Francisco, right? So this is not LA. I was going to say LA River, but that is not the LA River. And the LA River is a beautiful, toxic place. It's funny. It's very toxic. Anyway, going over here, we have a interesting kind of glitch right there. Again, Madden 23 is just 5% smaller than Madden 22, so it's not like you're not really getting much more outside the stadium. You're actually getting technically less. And as Madden 24 goes and Madden 25, it gets even smaller and smaller. So the stadium just starts to shrink down with Madden 25. It just becomes the smallest map. And I'm going to guess that Madden 26 is pretty similar. I would highly assume that Madden 26 is just the smaller map than Madden 25 is. Which, it is what it is. I can't even complain because at the end of the day, it's not really a big deal for the outside to be shrunk down. It's not usable anyway, so it's kind of just there to be there. So, shout out to that fact. But continuing down the area here, I'm so mad that Madden 24 got rid of the cars because I would love to see, Madden 24 just continue to, work on that, continue to add to that, and maybe make it a little bit more cooler, but that simply is not the case. Madden 24, we're going to take the opposite approach and take a 180 down the road here. It is what it is, though. All right. So, all these buildings, though, I don't remember if Madden 22, I think all these buildings were filled. They were actually textured. They weren't like that. Madden 24, the real update. Locker room. It's lighter. You see the red on the walls. You see the electric boxes on the side. Little details like this. Usually the locker room's a lot better. I'm actually kind of disappointed. You have another sign right there. You can actually now see the door. It's not like just dark and, pitch black. It's actually, you can see stuff inside. Again, it's not really great, but it's better than Madden 23 was. Some locker rooms are better than others. And then you have this like little Saul area over here where I would assume, they probably filmed a lot of the Saw movies because it's creepy and eerie and just off-putting, to say the least. All right, let's see the other locker room. Hopefully the locker room is better because this locker room is kind of wishy-washy. Ain't gonna lie to you. It's better than 23. It's not much better than that, though. And we do have a photography room, by the way. I don't know if the 49ers legitimately have a photography room inside their stadium, but I guess that is a thing in this locker room. Also, this is something that I've talked about before. For some reason, whenever there's an area where you can't see it, and it's just like kind of there, like for example, the pipes in the locker room or like different walkways, EA uses a texture where you can see with these garage doors, right? They look old and kind of rusted, right? And the reason why is because they use this texture like that to make it look old and rusty. I don't know why they do that. That's something I have not figured out by EA Sports, is why they use an old rusty filter texture for all their things, because it makes it look so much worse, and I don't really understand the premise or the reasoning to do it, other than just like, all right, well, we'll just use this texture because it's there. It just makes it look like it's like an old decrepit building like collapsing or falling apart. And even like with Jerry's World, which is like one of the best stadiums, SoFi, same thing, one of the best stadiums, it still has that kind of eerie, creepy, falling apart type aspect. I don't know why they do it. No idea. I also don't know why my voice almost cracked for a second. Voice just automatically gave up. We have 49ers stuff in there. Again, very similar to what we saw of the other Maddens as well. Nothing really special. And no, we don't have cars. But we have people. And hopefully these guys make sense, because sometimes they can make a little sense. We also have suites in here that are wide open that weren't in the last Maddens. In the last Maddens, they were just like a window screen and that was it. These are actually now open and you can see inside. Again, like I said before, we have a little menu things on the thing in there, which I still think is dope. I know I said it a million times this video, but I still love it, man. It's just, it's a little attention to detail. I wish we would have had actual signs like sponsors like we do in other stadiums, but hey, listen, a beggar can't be a chooser. So I'm just going to take the dubs where we can and accept the fact that at least EA Sports added this little detail in there, and this little piggy can go home now. Anyway, over here, we do have the little vans outside the stadium as always for ice cream, for Munch Burger. And yeah, we have 49ers on the outside here. Random people walking all the way around. All over the 49ers logo. We have our little San Clara thing over here, the parking garage. Which again is cool. That wasn't in other Maddens. The actual name, San Clara on there. We have our Munch Burger right here. We have our Greasy Biscuit. And we have a pedo van. Nice to see the pedo van is making a comeback. In case you knew, the pedo van is called the pedo van because it says ice cream in quotation marks on the front. Also, look, people sitting down. This is something we don't see in any Madden, actually. This is like the first stadium we've seen with people sitting down in chairs. Cool. Scenery, right? Can't see it inside the stadium? Who cares? Anyway, though, as I was saying, though, about the pedo van, also, we have 2 soccer fields on the outside here of the stadium, 3 soccer fields, three. We have the practice field right here. It says, watch out for kids on the back, but it says ice cream on the front in quotation marks, and it just makes me think it's a pedophile van. So that's pretty much what I get from it. It's the pedo van. Sadly, we do not get to see these ants, as I call them, go down the slide and kind of like enjoy the slide on the other side of the stadium. So sadly, that is simply not really anything we get to see. I would love to see that, but that would, I think, probably cost EA Sports too much to work on. We also have this red basketball court right here, which is kind of dope. It's kind of weird. Again, nobody even is by the slide, but we have people randomly walking around during the game too. That's what I still love. It's like Madden 24, they put people everywhere, but it's like, bro, people are walking around everywhere during the game. You would think they'd be in watching the game or enjoying the game. EA Sports, nah, bro. Can't be enjoying the game when you can walk around. Anyway, the people just got the ability to walk around in Madden. I don't blame them. So this map is crazy small, as you can see. It's Madden 24. Sometimes it can range from anywhere from 10 to 40% smaller. I know that's a humongous range, but that's also an EA Sports, thing. It's like a what's it called? Random number generator, pretty much. That's pretty much how they dictate, I feel like, the size of these maps. Because sometimes they're like crazy small, sometimes they're crazy big. This map is a lot smaller than Madden 22 and Madden 23 was. It's still a decent size. And again, for what it is outside the stadium, is actually a pretty good size map. In all honesty, most maps probably should be this size, There's not much more they have to add to these things to really, make them that crazy, especially with how these stadiums, operate in the Madden universe. So it is what it is. Stuff they don't really have to add, but they add anyway. Shout out to the Madden dev team for actually working on 22 and 23 and trying to do their best to add in cool new features like working cars, but that is simply not really what they worked on with the next Madden up on the list. With that being said, we're about to get to the latest and greatest Madden on Earth, Madden NFL 25. Okay, maybe not the greatest Madden on Earth, but it is a upgrade to 24. I call it Madden 24S because that's kind of how the upgrades are. With Madden 25, things that you will see is that you will see on different fire alarms, fire extinguishers. They add exit signs random places. You might see little small details that represent from the real stadium. It's not much of an upgrade, but it's a 4S upgrade. If you have ever owned the iPhone 4 and then the iPhone 4S, that's kind of what the upgrade is. It's enough where you look at it and you say, this is an upgrade, but it's not insanely crazy where you're like, wow, this is completely different, right? It's enough of an upgrade, but it's not a crazy revamp of everything. Inside here, we have our little area with the 49ers logos and stuff, which is actually kind of dope. Not sure in real life if this is what it looks like in there or if there's actually like a whole structure thing in there. I would guess there's a whole structure thing, but I've never been to Levi's Stadium. Locker rooms, a lot brighter than the previous Maddens. Still dark and loomy, but a lot better lighting wise in Madden 25 than they were in the old Maddens. Not the greatest, but a lot better. And a lot better is probably the best you're going to get. They also are humongous, as you can see. And they also now connect to the outside of the stadium. Well, on the outside, you can see the inside, but on the inside, you can't see the outside. And you can see the green exit sign right there that is also right there. So you can see, you walk in, right? Now there's a wall. You can't see outside anymore. So it's that weird illusion where you can see the inside of the stadium, but you can't see the outside of the stadium. I would say a two-way mirror, but it's not because it's literally just a brick wall on one side and the other side is open. Weird things. I'm gonna take a wild guess that is not how it is in the real stadium for, well, obvious reasons. All right, so this locker room over here, we got red all the way around the sides. We have our little section seating thing on either side of the walls. We also have a little bit lighter pipes. It's actually now 49ers themed color pipes, which I really like a lot better. We have an exit sign right there. Again, Something that they really try to preach with Madden 25 is add exit signs. We have the photographer room thingy-wingy right there, which again, like I said, I'm sure there is a photographer room in Madden 25. I'm sorry, in real life, but I don't know if it's on like a Minecraft sign like it is in this one, where it's just like a Minecraft sign on the outside. I don't know, it looks like Minecraft sign. Where if you guys played Minecraft, you have a sign, you can build a sign, you could like do text on it. That's what it looks like. Alright, so this is the updated locker room, it looks like. Well, I guess a lot more updated than the other ones. We have a grate right there for the water to, if it rains or any water gets on there, just goes down there. Very cool. And we have our saw room back. Nice. I don't know why there's a door right here that leads to a little narrow corridor that goes nowhere. But I would imagine Kyle Shanahan locks his quarterbacks that he doesn't like in there. And they just kind of stay there. Or anyone who talks about the Trey Lance trade. They just go in that room and they never get seen again. That's what I assume, at least. If I go missing, you know I was correct. Anyway, I mean, Trey Lance played yesterday with the Cowboys-Eagles game, and he looked terrific. It is that situation, man. What happens when you take a quarterback from who hasn't had much play time in college? It might not work out in the NFL. Gigantic suites right here as always, just like we saw on Madden 24. So very, very similar here. As we go up here, we got TVs, we got pictures on the wall. Are these Bengals? Bro, why are all the games on the Bengals? You guys see that, right? Those are the Bengals. That's the Bengals stadium. Oh, come on, man. Just because the 49ers beat us twice in the Super Bowl, we now have to... Now their suites are just watching the Bengals 49ers Super Bowl. That's what I'm getting out of all this. They're just watching the Bengals 49ers Super Bowl on repeat in the suites just to enjoy our pain. I am a Bengals fan, so get that. Anyway. Shout out to Madden, man. Madden always finds a way to make things interesting. This is actually probably the most detailed stadium we have seen so far on this list. I think we are 14 or 15 stadiums in, and this is the most detailed we have seen on a single stadium so far. And it's actually kind of crazy, to be honest, because it's just so many things that you don't get to see as a fan of Madden, but when you Noclipped outside, you get to see, and it's just like, oh, this detail, man, that the devs put in here. Just to know, like, imagine you work your butt off for the dev for EA Sports, which is like a money-hungry organization, right? Really doesn't care about you. And you put all this work in just to know that no one's really going to see it, man. And also, because gameplay is so buns and trash every year, people are just going to complain about the game because of EA Sports ruining in the other categories. Dang. Or you could look at the fact that the EA Sports devs could put more time and effort into gameplay and less into this stuff, and gameplay would be better. But that, my friend, makes logical sense. And we don't like logic. It's in the game. Not the common sense part, though. We got the team store right here, so they added that stuff. They also added this random vendor picture, which looks like it's from like GTA 5 on the side of the wall there for whatever reason. This is all obviously just nothing burgers inside here. It's all just, you know, you can go right through it, leave, open, whatever. We also have, and I kind of glanced over there, each vendor has a thing on the back, like a door in the back, which is added with Madden 25. It's also in Madden 24, but it's more enhanced in Madden 25. So, kind of a little cool factor. They did make it a little bit better in Madden 25 than was Madden 24. Does it really matter? Absolutely no, but it is there, just so you know. The people inside the vendor booths who aren't actually there during the game for whatever reason can actually leave and go home. They're not slaves. Anyway, we got a bunch of people every single 3 inches of the stadium as always, because that is the beauty of Madden 24's features bringing over to Madden 25 is the beauty of the ants everywhere. And also, The parking garage over here looks a lot more enhanced and better. So they got that better. They're upgrading that a little bit, which I like to see. You got the bridges again, which again has solar panels on the top here, which does look very well. We also have the outside of the Levi Stadium right here. We have different light poles with 49ers flags on them, little kiosks, or I guess not really kiosks, but things all the way around there. We have the basketball court. Yeah, basketball court right there. Red thing as always, as we saw from other Maddens. Got the football right here. Looking freaking dope as heck. Which I still wish somebody would slide down there. I wish it would program it so that like fans would slide down there. Again, you can't see it from the field, but who cares, you know? Just a little side note I would love to see, you know, added into this. We also have this random like glass wall room right here. And oh my lordy, they added police go-karts. I love this game. I love this game. They added police go-karts in Madden 25. I'm not crying. You're crying. No, that's actually kind of cool. I did not realize that. Wow. Okay, shout out to EA Sports. Gameplay? No. Police go-karts, yes. Just think about it this way, guys. You got police go-karts in Madden 25 before you got GTA 6. Just let that fester inside you. EA Sports actually put way too much detail in this stadium. Like, that actually might be an understatement. I don't think they needed this much detail in this stadium. But, I mean, hey, shout out to EA. Apparently, they love the San Francisco 49ers. One thing we have learned from this whole series so far is that there's a lot of Giants fans that work on the dev team. And there's also now apparently a lot of 49ers fans. Because this is clearly a lot more detailed stadium than other stadiums in Madden. And also the road, as you can see with the road, it also has like the little signs thing set up. Awesome. We got the pedo van right here that says ice cream with quotation marks. It says watch out for kids on the back. If that said watch out for kids in quotation marks, I would actually have lost it. But it doesn't. It just says, you know, watch out for kids. Which... Okay. Maybe it's not a pedo van. Maybe it's just ice cream quotation mark. Oh, I know what it is. They probably sell weed. It's probably one of those edible things. But it's like, you know, quotation marks. Like, it's ice cream. But it's actually ice cream laced with weed or something. I don't know. Anyway, I don't even know if they sell that. They probably do. But, I don't know. It's 2024. Anything's possible. Crazy how we're about to actually get into 2025 here. Anyway, shout out to the 49ers yesterday for actually getting a W versus the Buccaneers, even though Deebo Samuel punched your kicker. I had my reaction to that on my other channel, my football channel, First Stop Bengals. If you'd like to check it out, that's my Cincinnati Bengals football channel. We have ourselves the Munch Burger over here, a Munch Burger van. I still love how nobody actually works in these vans. They just park them there and leave. The logic. I love the logic, man. It's like they're there, but nobody's inside. Map size, again, smaller than Madden 24. Still humongous for what it is, and it really doesn't need to be this big, but for what it is, it's still, you know, absolutely humongous. And still looks pretty good on the outside. Again, Madden 22, in my opinion, will always look the best for maps. I mean, you're not going to get better than Madden 22 when it comes to maps in Madden. Just, you're not. Madden 22 is like peak performance, and everything else is just trying to copy and paste. That's kind of how I look at every single stadium outside of Madden 22. Just like, yeah, good enough. You didn't have cars. You didn't have all this stuff. You have neighborhoods on top of highway systems. It's so sloppy. It's very sloppy. I'll say it like that. It's very sloppy. With that being said, guys, make sure to like and subscribe button if you are indeed new to the channel. I do appreciate you guys. I know we got a lot of new subscribers recently, so I do appreciate you guys stopping by the channel, checking it out. Liking what you see. Make sure to like and subscribe. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell your dog. Be like, hey, this guy makes some cool videos. I appreciate it. Yeah. Anyway, tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.